Hey church, wanted to give you guys all an update as to where we are headed as a church. Man, 2020 has been a crazy year in so many ways. We've all been dealing with challenges we never anticipated. It's just been a wild ride. And one of the things that we knew early on is that it's going to be impossible to make everybody happy with the decisions we make. And so we committed ourselves, man, what is God saying? How is God leading? How can we shepherd this church in a powerful way, because we believe that no matter what we're going through, the gospel is always advancing. We believe the kingdom is always advancing, and that lives are continually being transformed. And so end of May, we felt like God led us very clearly to go and do church outside. And quickly, I think our very first week, it kind of got dubbed as Dirt Church. And we got to do that for about 5 months out in the field in Ridgefield, and it was an amazing time. We saw salvations, we saw baptisms, we saw healings, we just saw people getting hope that had begun to lose hope. And so we just had such a great time. But one of the things that we really noticed was going from a church that was multi-service, 8, 10, and noon pre-COVID, to just all being able to gather as one. One of the most powerful things that we saw was how people begin to really have this fellowship time. And one of the sections of scripture that I love so much is in Acts 2:42, talking about the early church. And it says this, it says that they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching, to the breaking of bread, to prayer, and to fellowship. And we feel like God has really in the field begun to revive a deeper level of fellowship with the people in our church. People are added to the church, and all of those things. And so we're really excited about what God is doing. But we knew that that season probably would end as the weather shifted. And so God made it clear that we were supposed to stay in the field doing Dirt Church until through the election. And he made it very clear that that season was over after the election. And so we committed ourselves to, finding out, God, what is the next season? What is the next step? Where do we go from here? We're fine in the building. We're fine with other options. And we feel like God really made it clear to us as to the next step. And I think you guys are going to be really excited about what God has really helped us to put together in literally less than a week. And so we're going to just take a quick look at what Sunday is going to look like this week. You might have noticed, if you've driven by the church property at all this past week, that we have gotten an incredible upgrade. We have rented an enormous tent that basically fills all of the grass between the church and the school. And we're just really excited to be able to continue with gathering as one. Instead of having to go back to multi-service, we're going to be able to continue to gather together as one. And so I just want to talk about a couple of the practical things that will be happening. Like you did at Dirt Church, you brought your own chairs. We're going to continue to bring our own chairs. There's lots of room to spread out. And then we are also going to be having Kids Church open back up, which I've heard a lot of the parents are excited about. And so if you have a child between the ages of 0 and 6th grade, you are going to be checking them into the main building on Sunday morning. I would encourage you to come a little bit early to get them checked in, but you'll go into the foyer, you'll check your child or children in, and then they'll give you instructions as to where you are going to take them. But we're also going to continue to have food after service, and so once service is over, the kids are going to come join us, and we are going to have food, and we're going to have fellowship time. I want to encourage you, man, there's so much brokenness, so much discouragement. Come expecting that God is going to use you to minister to others, to be an encouragement to others, to extend hope. Invite people that you might know that have been lonely, all of those things. But we're just believing that God is going to do a mighty work to advance the kingdom in this tent as we continue to press in and go after him. And so I'm so excited to worship with you all, to share the word with you, and to spend some time in fellowship. Love you guys so much. Super excited to see you on Sunday.